I didn't know BRCC or Baton Rouge Community College had athletics, and I was like, yes, we have athletics, men's and women's basketball, and everyone was just, one, unaware that we possess an athletic department, but two, they're at the same, well, Coach, take my card, I'm gonna follow your team from here on out, I'm gonna give you a call if I need players, because I like the way your team plays.
Well, I would certainly tell people that Baton Rouge Community College, the athletic department, has been there, but more and more people need to become aware of it. It's a great opportunity for student athletes to continue their education, keep playing the sport that they love.
That's what the Bear Witness was all about, for the athletic department to spread information about what we're doing better, just communicate better with the people in the community, with families, with the coaches who are trying to recruit our student athletes.
And crowds grew as the year went along. But we were doing the same thing on radio and television to get the word out through the internet, through social media.
Articles on the website about how our teams are doing, interviews with players on the website.
It's one of our biggest recruiting tools. When they go on the website and they see everything that they need to see on the website, it kind of brings them to BRCC without actually coming here.
Junior college is definitely different from a Division I softball program. It's almost like every year you have a brand new team, a brand new core.
It's a full-time job, and if I didn't love it, I probably wouldn't do it. But I love it, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
I personally have a passion for junior college athletics. I think it's the level that I love to coach at. I played junior college.
I take that approach. I'm 70 years old, and I still think that I have something else to accomplish on a daily basis to make the world, to make my community better, my church better, the world better, and I try to instill that in guys, make it a better place to live, be a better person every day, the next breath is the best breath you ever took.
There's been guys that came into our program, real green, first time in college, just from high school, and never been, away from home, never been in an apartment by themselves, and to see those guys play 2 years and leave as young, responsible young men is really, it's a blessing, and it makes us proud that we had a part in it.
The approach is to find the right guys for the situation. We play a lot of kids at BRCC. We don't have 9 guys. That's all guys that go out there and play. We'll play left-right matchups and so on down the line. And you got to get to know the personality of the individual, and can they handle the situation you get ready to put them into.
We had some injuries. Some of those guys we counted on, and it kind of hurt us during the year. But what always happens is when, people separate or things depart, things come together. And those guys came together. They played as a team.
This team's had to go through a lot, had a lot of adversity to fight through. We've lost a few kids to injuries, down a few starters. So they've had to fight a lot.
And a lot of those guys wouldn't have played as many minutes as they have, and they really gained a lot of experience this year playing really good teams for a lot of minutes, getting a lot of good experience. So when they go to that next place, they understand that they'll kind of be battle tested.
We lost a lot of key players, and we had a lot of guys replacing those guys. Somebody didn't even play baseball in high school. And yet they've come together as a group.
It's really hard when, you're kind of gearing yourself up to be a guy coming off the bench, and then the next game you're a permanent starter. But I'm proud of those guys. Those guys fought all year. They listened to what the coaching staff had to say, and they played their hearts out.
I think they bonded a lot more as a team, as a family. They've come together a lot more because they know they have to work a lot harder now to get to where we want to be.
But those kids, today they out fishing, as a group, so they get along really well. Sometimes, you get in that situation where guys get along real well, but how does that translate to the playing field? You can have a lot of fun, and then it gets serious. Can you get serious when it's time to get serious?
The people that have been around the program, knowing what we've gone through in the last 3 to 4 months, know that these kids still are out here working as hard as they can, and that says a lot. That speaks volumes for them and their character.
It takes discipline for that. It takes guys who are going to show up on time. It takes a mental preparation.
I think one of the most important things in life and in school and in career is learning to be able to work with people.
I don't really give them any final advice. See, my thing is I hope that through the course of the year, I've said enough, I've done enough, I taught them enough, so when it's time for them to go into their next spot, they had those things ingrained in their brain about how to conduct themselves, how to play hard, how to practice, how to go to study hall, how to lift weights, how to take tests. All those things we try to teach them during the year, and hopefully, you know, that stuff is cemented into their brain, so when they go to their 4-year or wherever they're going after that, they can take those things out into the community and use them.
All those things are important. If you were a doctor or a surgeon or even in a plant as a plant operator and you handle all these chemicals and so on down the line, that's a responsible positions. And that's what we want our kids to be when they leave. They want them to be responsible citizens.
It's going to teach them how to interact with people, you know, members of a team. They're not always going to get along. They're not always going to be friends with everybody on the team, but they have to interact with them. And their goal is to achieve the same thing, just like in their business world. It's going to teach them time management. They have to study, they have to practice, they have, you know, their own personal family time that they're trying to do, and so just being a part of the team, they learn all these individual characteristics that will help them later on in life.
This school is a real beginning program, and we need to build it the right way. You need to build it by having character players, character kids that can represent BRCC on and off the court.
Well, it's not something we'd ever done before, so I think our student athletes were a little puzzled about why we asked everybody to come in on a Sunday afternoon, and you know, we had this vision of what we wanted, but they didn't know what we wanted to do. So all the student athletes were gathered in the gym. We told them just to, hey, go with it, do what we asked you to do. And so we set them through a bunch of little different chutes where, you know, they're going up to the top of the parking garage, and then they're at the top of the parking garage, and we tell them a helicopter's coming and it's flying overhead. And I think they thought we were a little crazy, and they didn't know what the finished product would be. We had them running up and down the ramps and running around the building. But I think in the end, after they saw the video, they appreciated what it was about, and I think it helped kick off the season.